So how do you actually sell business owners on the idea of a contract? Great question. I'm going to explain to you in this video how I bring up contract, when I bring up contract, how I bring up contract, and how it's not a big deal. I never, ever get an objection on contract, okay? And if I do, we deal with it and keep going because I do contracts on 100% of my deals. So the way that I bring it up is this. I don't bring it up, and if you've seen other videos, go check them out. Go check all my stuff out because these videos all build onto each other. But there's a time and a place to bring this up. So on the first call is not the time to bring up the contract, right? You're going to scare people off and they're going to say, I don't like contracts and da-da-da-da-da. I wait, and this is when I bring it up. I bring it up on the last call. So we're getting on, this is the Zoom call. By this point, we've had conversations. I've sent free leads. They know that I know my stuff. I've sent a screencast video explaining everything. They've seen case studies. They've seen social proof and on and on and on. So what I do is as soon as I drop the price, I say, hey, so this is what we do. And again, I'm talking to you as if you're the business owner. So I say something like this. Okay, so the price is $2,000 a month. And what we typically do is for this first period, we typically do a 6-month deal. Now, the reason why 6 months, because we want to do a term that's long enough to give us a chance to show you what this really is, for you to give it a fair shake, okay? Because let's say, like right now I'm filming this, it's February, and we could say, hey, because in February it's going to be a little bit slower, but in March, April, May, June, like those, we want to get you to get a bigger idea of what this is going to be like, number one. But we don't want to do it so long where you feel tied, you feel stuck, and we don't want to feel stuck. Right? We might have somebody come knocking on our door tomorrow that wants to offer us double the price, and now we're in an agreement with you. And so that's the perfect period that we found where it's long enough that you're giving us a fair shake. You already know that we're going to get leads. We've sent you a couple leads. You know that we can get these leads. We've shown you case studies, etc. So it's long enough that we can test this out and you can really get an idea what this is like, but it's not so long that we're going to feel stuck. So we do a 6-month. Just so you know, and this is important, I always say this, just so you know, at the end of the 6 months, we're going to have a conversation. Assuming everything's going good, which is what we plan on, we want to roll that into at least a year, okay? Because look, I'm looking at this from a 5-year perspective, not 2 months, not a month, not a couple weeks, not even 6 months. I'm talking about 10 years, 15 years, until you go out of business or until you pass the business on, not when you go out of business, but until you quit doing business. That's what I'm looking at, okay? So anyway, that's how I explain it. And I never, ever have objections to this because it's not a big deal to me. Okay, it's not a big deal to me, so it's not a big deal to them. If contracts are a big deal to you, you are going to realize that however you're saying it, subconsciously, whatever, it's going to come across weird, and people are going to have issues with contracts. But if to you it's not a big deal, and to me it's not. Contracts are not a big deal. I have a contract on this. I have a contract. I own this office that I'm in, and in the offices around it, but I have a mortgage on it. Right? I didn't buy this entire thing cash. I have a mortgage on it. I have one. I have a contract on my car. I have one on my home. So humans do contracts. Don't let people say, hey, I don't do contracts. Say, oh, okay. Are you one of those people that buys their cell phone outright? Well, no, of course not. Okay, you do contracts because you have one on your phone. So don't let somebody tell you, oh, I don't do contracts, because they're lying. We all do contracts. It's part of life. So that's the way that I bring it up. I love doing an agreement. I love doing a contract because it gets people, they're serious. I've said this on another video. It talks about why I do them, but this is the way that you should bring them up. And again, just to recap, bring it up at that last step. Like it's not a big deal. It's not this big thing they need to think about. It's, hey, this is the price. This is the term. And that's it.